Bug is the weakest and most pathetic type in all of Pokémon, so I wanted to see if it was even possible to beat all of Pokémon Scarlet using only the puny and miserable Bug type. With a huge list of rules to make this difficult challenge even harder, could our Bugs somehow hit the big time and become champions? Well, let's find out. Good morning, Bug Freak. Mother, why did you name me Bug Freak? You know exactly why you deserve it, you swine. So, child, here are your starter Pokémon to choose from. Which one would you like? They're all great, but by chance, do you have any Bug Pokémon? A bug? What kind of loser would pick a Bug-type Pokémon? You're trash, bro. Thankfully for the Bug Freak, we finally meet a friendly face in our rival, Nemona. What do you say, neighbor? Wanna be friends? Oh, really? I've never had a friend before. I'd love to. Psych! Why would I be friends with a bug-obsessed loser? Fuecoco, let's burn this degenerate down. Everyone seems to hate Bug Pokémon, so I want to know in the comments if you like Bug types, and if you do, which one is your favorite. Please, Bug Freak desperately needs some friends right now. Despite the hate, business is about to boom for our protagonist, as once we reach Poco Path, we can get some team members. Our first buggy recruit is the Arachnid Ball, Tarantula. It's a cute little guy for sure, which is probably its only redeeming quality because this thing is straight garbage. Seriously, it has terrible base stats, and it will only ever be free real estate for Nemona's Fuecoco. This is the standard of Pokemon that we're gonna have to rely on to conquer all of Pokemon Scarlet. I'm in danger, but beggars can't be choosers, so welcome to the team, Velma Queen. While here, we can also catch a Scatterbug, Kalos's resident Caterpie clone that, likewise, is terrible in battle. But fortunately for our terrible twosome, their evolutions aren't too far away, so they may not be that awful for long. Soon afterwards, we meet the legendary Pokemon Koraidon, who saves us from a Houndoom. But it decides that becoming friends with Bug Freak is a pain worse than death, so it chooses to power down instead. Somehow, the least rude thing to happen to Bug Freak today. Eventually, we come across Arvin, who challenges us to a battle, and geez, that was pathetic, even for a bug type. This battle is meant to be an easy victory against a boy and his rat, but Arvin Squavit only gets to half health before easily taking out our duo of creepy crawlers. Yep, we seriously lost to Arvin. If we can't even beat Arvin, what hope would our bugs have against the rest of the region? This does not bode well. Were you going easy on him? Nemona, I have 2 bugs. What did you expect? Clearly, this challenge was going to be an uphill battle. So, as we approached the school, we needed to upgrade our team. Firstly, in this small pond, we're able to encounter the water skater, Surskit, a cute little guy that'll probably not be that useful, but you know, the more the merrier. On top of that, by committing Pesticide, we're also able to level up our team a little, and that means we can evolve our weenie Scatterbug into its cocoon stage, Spewbug. Now we're starting to cook. As Nemona approached us at the Misagoza gate, I knew that this time things would be different, because against Fuecoco, we can use Surskit to take it out with Water Gun. Now all we need to do is beat this Pikachu knockoff and never mind then. With our 0% win rate still fully intact, now we can enter Misagoza. Oh god, that girl is being harassed by Team Star. I've got to do something. Oh, gross. It's the Bug Freak. Do you think his repulsiveness is infectious? Ugh, probably. Let's get out of here. Mission accomplished, I guess? Oh, Director Clavel, I'm so excited to start school. Sorry, Bug Freak, I just rejected your application. Never come here again, or we will have to terminate you. I mean it, Bug Freak. So we're kicked out of school before classes can even begin, but not before we're given our 3 challenges for the run, just as we're able to explore Paldea. And it's on our way to the first gym leader that we can get a few more encounters, one of which is the bug conductor himself, Kricketot. While it's a cute little guy in its current form, I personally prefer when it finds its beautiful singing voice after evolving. On top of that, after hunting for an exact match, we're able to find a female combi. Male combis make Tarantula look like Genesect, so being able to evolve this one in the future gives us some options later on. And this puts us in a good spot as we head into the bug-friendly territory of Cortondo. Hey, I just did the gym challenge. I didn't know that olives could get so bouncy. Oh, usually they don't. It just hated you so much that it tried to get away from you. Oh. Cool. Now we can take on the first gym leader. Wait, you like bugs too? Yep, Aren't they just the coolest? Yep. Did we just become best friends? Ew, gross. I would never be friends with a freak like you. The Bug Freak was heartbroken, and this battle wasn't going to be easy. But fortunately for us, the low-level cap works to our advantage. Since bugs generally evolve super early, this gives us some final stage evolutions already. One of which is Spidops, Tarantula's successor, and a real powerhouse. Wait, sorry, I said that wrong. I meant a real pushover. It has some terrible stats for a fully evolved Pokemon, but I'll take it. Next, our Cocoon finally metamorphosized into its final stage, Vivillon. Not a particularly strong Pokemon, but the added flying type is a nice bonus. And lastly, our baby Baritone evolved into a super soprano as Kricketot blossoms into Kricketune. These three evolutions really gave our team a power boost, as now it was time to take on the Bug-type Baker. Katie leads with her Nimble, so we lead with our flying Vivillon, who quickly wipes out the Locust in one shot with a Gust. Next is Katie's own Tarantula, so I try a bit of a mirror match by bringing in our Spidops. Her Bug's Bug Bite bites us boldly, but Bug Freak's Bug bites bolder, bringing the Bug down with 2 Bug Bites. Last is Katie's Teddiursa, who looks cute and cuddly, but don't be fooled. This thing can be a menace. Case in point, a Fury Cutter does a big whack of damage, while Struggle Bug struggles to do anything at all as our Spider falls. So we go into Vivillon, and even though we hit it with a Stun Spore, Fury Cutter has started to do enormous damage. However, Bug Freak has a plan. Thankfully, we can use Protect to stop Fury Cutter's momentum, preventing it from absolutely annihilating us. And now it was time to go with Plan D. Plan Kricketune comes in while Teddiursa is paralyzed, and 2 Fury Cutters from our Maestro is all we need to wipe out Katie's ace. With that, we had just gotten our first win of the challenge, as well as our first gym badge. This run hadn't been easy thus far, so it was nice to finally get a win. My hopes and dreams of a bug victory in this run were starting to build. But our next fight could crush those hopes no problem, because next in line is a fierce opponent, one that towers over us and strikes fear into the hearts of bug freaks everywhere. Claw. This is an awful matchup for us. Rocks can crush our puny bugs no problem, the crab has a massive amount of health, and we just don't have an answer to it at this point in the game. But does Bug Freak look like a quitter to you? Actually, don't answer that. At the very least, we do have an option to help us nearby, as in the West Province, we can get ourselves a Nimble. Although this tiny pest might look like useless garbage, with moves like Double Kick, I'm hoping that we can overthrow this demonic titan. We brace ourselves for battle against the giant crustacean, and I was ready to witness an absolute bloodbath. Except that's not what happened, because despite the gargantuan size of Claw, it has a brain the size of Joltik. While Rock Tomb would utterly decimate my bug buddies, Claw insists on using Rock Smash, which does laughable damage, and he just keeps on using it. What an idiot! This stupidity gives Nimble the opportunity to harshly lower Claw's defense with Screech, followed by double kicks that now do huge damage. We can get Claw well into the yellow by the time his 2 brain cells finally come together and take out our Locust with a Vice Grip. But it's too little too late, as now Surskit can skate on in and finish the first phase with a water gun. Even with Claw rejuvenating its power thanks to a Herba Mystica snack, we get a friend in Arvin. We work together to gradually wear down the Rock Lobster, getting us the win together. Wow, I can't believe I crushed that Claw all by myself. Wait, what? We worked together, Arvin? Yep, it was me and only me. I truly am the best at this. Good job, Shelder. Despite Arvin hogging the spotlight, that marks 2 wins in a row for Bug Freak. And our momentum was set to continue as we headed into Artisan Town. The Grass-type gym leader resides here, which is one of Bug's very few type advantages. But before we can take on the gym challenge, we can add another buggy bandit to the roster by catching ourselves a Venonat. It's too overleveled to be used on the next gym fight, but considering Brassius's team is made up of a leaf, an olive, and a tree, I think I'll be fine. It's so funny looking. It kinda looks uneasy, maybe? Guys, I'm standing right here! The gym challenge this time requires us to seek 10 Sunflora, which sounds easy, but it's made much harder by the fact that they run for their lives at the mere sight of Bug Freak. Dear Lord, even the happiest looking plant in the world is disgusted by us. After some struggle, we're able to pick up 10 of these begrudging blossoms, paving the way for us to face off against the man himself, Brassius. But who would win? 3 grass types, one of which can be a bulky threat, or one whooper? Our Kricketune brought its A game, as a Fury Cutter does huge damage to Petalil, while their Mega Drain is Pathetic. On top of that, as Fury Cutter doubles in power each turn, not only do we take out that Bud on the next turn, the Smoliv that follows has no idea what's ahead of it. Last is Sudowoodo, who becomes much less threatening after terastallizing. A Fury Cutter would have knocked out Brassius's ace if not for Sturdy, but rather than using Rock Throw, Sudowoodo goes for Trailblaze, which... yeah, good job, Brassius. A struggle bug finishes the fight, and our lead conductor just made a masterpiece. Can we get some deli whoops in the chat as a sign of respect, please? After such a dominant win, I expect we'll start to get some respect around here. Are you the bug freak everyone is talking about? God damn it, even the teachers are calling me that. Despite a rocky start, we had dominated the last 3 fights. Yep, we had truly become an unassailable team that nothing could stop. Oh dear God, the good times are over, as now we've hit a humongous brick wall, Bombardier. It's a flying type beast with a massive attack stat and moves that cripple each and every one of our current team members. But before we can even face off against the Titan, we need to reach the top of this mountain, and all these boulders are falling from the sky. Thankfully, we have our Koraidon, who'll help us traverse upwards no problem. Koraidon? Buddy, where did you go? Oh God! Well, since our good-for-nothing rent-a-bike won't help us out, we carefully ascended the mountain by ourselves, ready to take on our biggest fight of the challenge so far. And we got destroyed, over and over again. We had stepped into a nightmare as Bombardier repeatedly devoured my team one after another. The closest I ever got was paralyzing the oversized chicken and bringing it into the orange, but that was after it sliced and diced all my beloved bugs. Most of the time, we could barely scratch it. Loss after loss piled up, and I was completely dejected. If we couldn't even beat up Big Bird, how would we ever become champion? Were all of our naysayers right this whole time? No, I couldn't think like that. I believed in our bugs. I knew that we could find a way, and so we pressed on. While most bugs are useless against the demonic bird, there is one that might stand a chance. Step 1. Backtrack to Mesagoza and indulge in a delicious fruit punch. Important step, I promise, as this increases our encounter rate for fairies, allowing us to hunt for a Flabébé. Now, some keen-eyed viewers in the comments will be sure to let me know that this isn't a bug type. Shocking, I know. But after catching one, we head to Cortondo, where this dude is looking for a trade. In exchange for our flower power, he blesses our run with the incredible Pokemon you all know and love, Snom. The best bug of the bunch, and the one we needed to take on our toughest opponent. Although, after seeing what this kid says about his new Pokemon and a weird chicken dance, I'm feeling a little worried for our former Flabébé. And so, after a few baths with Snom, as well as some nighttime walks, we had upped our friendship enough for Snom to evolve into Galar's best bug, Frostmoth. And not only that, we had enough wiggle room to promote our pawn-level combi into the Royal Vespiquen. Our team looked pathetic at the start of this adventure, but these early evolutions had really taken us to the next level. Oh, and Surskit's here too. With these upgrades, it was time to once again trek up the mountain. Round 5, here we go. We lead with our newly promoted Queen, who can tank a Pluck and hit Bombardier with a Sweet Scent. While it falls on the next turn, this was pivotal, as it means that our Vivillon is guaranteed to land its Stun Spore on the next turn. This paved the way for our newest team member to enter the battle. Thanks to the paralysis, Frostmoth can outspeed the bird, landing an Icy Wind for huge damage. But Bombardier still has one more attack in it, hitting us with a devastatingly powerful Pluck, and we survive on only 4 HP. One more Icy Wind finishes the first phase. We had finally overcome the Demon of the Sky and taken down our second Titan. And thanks to Arvin's Knackley, we're able to double team the Bombardier in its second phase. Yes, I did it, all me. What? We did it together, Arvin. Do you know how much I went through just to beat it this time? Wow, I truly am one gifted trainer. This is all too easy. All right, Arvin, I see how it is. Our bug freak was getting increasingly annoyed by everyone around them, and our agenda wasn't looking too friendly either, because next up is Giacomo, a boss of Team Star. Despite Dark being another type that our pests prevail over, his Revavroom is no pushover. But if we can topple Team Star, maybe people will finally start to respect us. With a renewed sense of purpose, we storm into the Siegen Squad's base and bring out the big bad boss himself. He leads with Pawniard as we go with Nimble, who I'd hoped would outspeed, but unfortunately, Pawniard moves first with an aerial ace annihilating our Grasshopper. You know, for a Pokemon called Nimble, you sure do take your time. Fortunately, a Pawn is no match for a Queen, as Vespiquen tanks an aerial ace comfortably before hitting a Confuse Ray, and our luck here is insane, as Pawniard proceeds to hit itself in confusion twice. This, combined with our Bug Bites, bring down Giacomo's lead, paving the way for the Starmobile to hit the field. While it is powerful, and 3 Wicked Talks can take out our Queen, we have some strong bugs at our disposal who can gradually chip away at the Star Car for the eventual knockout. We had toppled one of Team Star's largest pillars in dominant fashion, so surely now we'd start getting some appreciation. Hey, I took down Giacomo all on my own. Isn't that great? Ugh, of course it's the Bug Freak who has to save us. How embarrassing. Why does everyone keep calling me a freak? I just defeated a Team Star boss. Why can't I be known as the Bug Boss? After our recent run-ins with Arvin and Penny, the Bug Freak's morale was low. And while I thought that the bright lights and vibes of Levincia would lift us, of course, Nemona was here to tear us down. She challenges us to a fight, and though her Rockruff and Paw Me weren't too troublesome, Crocalor is a huge problem. Terra Boosted Incinerates scorch our helpless bugs, and just my luck, we miss Stun Spore twice, giving the flaming reptile free reign to wipe my team. I was starting to feel confident, but now we'd been put back in our place. Just as I expected, Bug Boy. You'll never beat me. Well, you know what, Nemona? I'm just glad you called me Bug Boy. I'll take that as a win. Regardless, after the loss, it was time to bounce back by tackling the Stream Queen, Iono. The gym challenge requires us to search for someone, and who could it be? Hey, Director Clavel. Oh god, it's the Bug Freak! Well, I guess that works. Now we're clear to take on the Electric Gym Leader, and fortunately for us, we have an upgrade we can bring to the team, as at level 24, Nimble can finally be bold enough to stand on 2 legs, becoming the Dark Bug Lokix. And while Spidops is a real slacker, this guy is a great addition to the team, and part of the team we're bringing to attack Iono. Her derpy Wattrel is immediately wiped out by an ice-cold Aurora Beam from our Frostmoth. Next is the friend-shaped Belly Bolt, so we switch into Spidops. Sparks do sizable damage, but you fool! Spidops has a trap card. By using Counter, we deal double damage back to Belly Bolt, giving us a big counterpunch. Except we get paralyzed, then miss a turn, and then fall. Good job. But while that Paldean bug drops the ball, Lokix picks it up for us, as a Screech, followed by a Lunge, wipes out the frog no problem. Luxio joins the battle, and after trading attacks, we end up paralyzed, yet can still finish off the Thundercat with a trio of lunges. This leaves only Iono's dangerous witch, Miss Magius. With a high special attack, no weaknesses, and a tendency to troll, it's real trouble. But while it takes out Lokix on the first turn, we have an equally nefarious answer to it that will probably surprise you. Venonat. Venonat first hits an Acid Spray, partially lowering the Ace's special defense. Then, after taking a Hex, we hit the Ghoul with a Confuse Ray, which gives us a small window to hit yet another Acid Spray before our Bug Buddy falls. With that, everything was up to Frostmoth. Miss Magius confuses us, and we just needed to break through once. And we do, with an Aurora Beam eviscerating the ace Pokemon, giving us the win. It was a tough tussle, but with our big brain strategies, we'd gotten our 3rd badge. Hey, I heard you're trying to become champion. Yeah, I am. I think I've got what it takes. You? The Bug Freak? Don't be ridiculous. You'll never beat me. You know what? Somehow it hurts worse coming from Gita of all champions. This challenge had been going in waves. For every section that we breeze through, we eventually come up to something that completely washes us up. And that upcoming wave is Team Star's most dangerous member, Mela. Fire types easily destroy our helpless bugs, and a giant flaming car is going to be a problem. So who can we rely on? Despite Surskit's greater intentions, I don't think we're ever going to let this little dude evolve, as Water Bug gives us some ideal coverage for fights like these. It's time to believe in the Super Skater. Right by Mela's base, we can find the Rain Dance TM, which will be a huge help. With that, we were ready for combat. Mela might be as rude and dismissive as everyone else, but I believe in our bugs. Let's do this. Her lead Torkoal sets up the Sun with Drought, and this is why we need Rain Dance. By bringing in the Storm, this halves the power of Fire-type moves, and we can tank a Flame Wheel pretty well. A Bubble Beam doesn't quite get the KO, so Surskit only has a 1/3 of its health remaining as we draw First Blood. Now it's time for the main event. And you want to know something? We got outplayed. Revavroom outspeeds and crushes Surskit no problem. problem. But then we bring in Spidops. I was planning to use Counter after a Blazing Talk. Then Mela, with 1000 IQ plays, uses Overheat, then Screech, meaning we don't hit her once. And to make matters worse, now the rain goes away. And from here, it's over. My plan completely backfired, and the oversized Hot Rod annihilated my entire team. Yet another loss. Right, no more fooling around. The fight didn't go my way, but I was determined to make Mela maul. Firstly, we slaughtered the whole population of innocent Wattrel, Marill, and Shellos. This genocide lets us craft 2 more Rain Dance TMs, which I use on Spidops and Vespiquen. Then, to round it off, in Levincia, we can pick up the Surf TM to teach our Skater. With these upgrades, now we were ready for a rematch. Oh look, it's the dorky Bug Freak. Ready for another beating, are you? Oh, we'll see, Mela. Surskit sets up Rain Dance once more, but this time, we follow it up with an Agility instead. This speed boost is crucial, as it means that after washing up Torkoal, when Revavroom hits the field, this time we're able to do sizable damage before our Wet Bug falls. After also losing Low Kicks, Spidops emerges and can survive a Blazing Talk before setting up the rain once again. This time, a counter finally lands, and we reduce the giant car into the orange as our Arachnid falls. Now it's Venonat's time to shine. Thanks to the rain, our Nat can survive 2 turns, allowing us to harshly lower Revavroom's special defense with 2 acid sprays. While Venonat quickly falls, its sacrifice wasn't in vain, as this clears the way for Vespiquen to buzz on in, and with a single air slash, we finally send the engine to the scrapyard, giving us the win over Mela. And look how annoyed she is. That makes it all worth it in the end. Our next fight on the agenda isn't any easier than Mela, but it is way more adorable, as it's the Steel Titan, Orthworm. Bugs just bounce off of steel, so we're going to need to come up with a plan. And that means getting a new team member, possibly one of the best bugs in the entirety of Pokémon, Larvesta. While it's still a long way from its final form, the Firebug Larva is a brilliant addition to the team, and it gets even better once we travel past Medali to secure the Flamethrower TM. Now we were ready to bring the heat to Orthworm, and you can probably guess how this fight went. Headbutt does decent damage, but Flamethrower does catastrophic damage. It only takes 4 turns to finish off both of Orthworm's phases. Too easy. Yep, I sure am getting good at taking out these Titans. Sure, Arvin, your Supersonic really made a big difference in that battle. That fight didn't take too long, so I was feeling pretty confident about our next major battle at the Cascaraffa gym. Oh, you're cute. Finally, someone actually paying attention to me and noticing how great I am. Oh wait, she's just gone straight past us. Okay, I just need to point out that everyone calls me a freak, but Kofu's apprentice uses a float cell that shoots water out of its butt to attack us. You're the real freak here for training float cell to do that. Anyway, after dealing with that, it was time to take on Kofu and his water gym. So I assembled a team consisting of our queen, our knight, and our god. Kofu leads with Veluza, who is actually weak to bug moves. This means that our Vespiquen can take advantage of its new, dangerous attack, Fell Stinger. 2 of these wipe out the fish, and thanks to the secondary effect of Fell Stinger, our attack is raised drastically. This is a huge boost that lets us immediately wipe Wugtrio off the map. Although Wugtrio's sticky ability lowers our speed, meaning that Kofu's Crabominable quickly gets the trade by clobbering our queen with a Terra-boosted Crabhammer. However, we still have our knight in shining armor. An onslaught of lunges from low kicks do decent damage, while also lowering Crabominable's attack. After trading blows, one final lunge gives us the victory and our 4th gym badge. Wow, Bug Freak, you really live up to your name with those kinds of strategies. Alright, Kofu, you want to tell me why your Wugtrio is so sticky then? Oh, look at the time. I've got to go now. Bye! Anyway, with Kofu and his sticky Wugtrio behind us, now we can move on to the Asado Desert, where we find our next new team member, Relor. This guy just rolls around a big ball of poop while looking like this. What's not to love? It loves to roll so much that we let it chase us across the desert, allowing it to evolve into what every dung beetle does, a levitating, elder-looking psychic bug, of course. Rabska, you are an enigma. On top of that, our cute Nat can also evolve into the setup monster, Venomoth. And it's these 2 that I'll be relying on to lead the charge in our next encounter with Team Star. Having taken out Mela and winning 4 gym badges, maybe now we'll finally start getting some respect. I think this might be the Bug Freak. Even a literal child is insulting us. Rabska, mind crush his Gulpin. Attacking a child seems to have its perks, as this summons the next Team Star leader, Atticus, who talks like this all the time. How dare that toddler call us the freak? You know what? let's make this guy pay. And what better way to do that than against his Skuntank? Its moveset is absolute garbage, allowing us to set up 6 Quiver Dancers without even breaking a sweat. Our boosted bug can then cook that skunk with an air slash no problem. His smaller Revavroom is able to take an attack and hit us with a huge Iron Head, but we hang on before finishing it off on the next turn, as well as the muck that follows. The Pimp My Ride form of Revavroom loses half of its health to Psybeam as we finally go down to a Flame Charge. But don't worry, I have a backup plan. By bringing in our Psychic Bug, we can use a really awesome move, Revival Blessing. This lets us resurrect our Venomoth from the dead. We were in the driver's seat as one last Psybeam totals that car, giving us the well. It missed out. Whoops. Regardless, Larvester is here and can clean up the fight for us, no biggie. Just pretend that was more seamless than it was. Thank you. Oh, also, we were halfway through our goals, and I was proud of our bugs. Our team started weak, and while we did buff up quickly, once again, we were starting to get outmatched. However, the tide was about to turn, as now we can add 2 massive buggy behemoths to the team. The first of these are found in the trees, as we can knock ourselves down a Pineco, a sturdy-looking insect with a habit of blowing up. This is only exacerbated further with its evolution into Forretress. It ditches the Pinecone for a Chestnut, and adds on both the Steel typing, as well as a ridiculous defense stat. That covers our defenses, but now it's time for the offense. Near Cortondo, we can find a Terra Wild Scyther, a fantastic addition to the team with its giant sights for hands. But I think you know where this is going. Giving our new monster a shiny metal coat allows it to be traded and evolved for the incredible evolution that is Scizor. I love this Pokemon. It's easily one of the best bugs in the whole franchise, with such an awesome typing and great stats. These two, as well as our Snowy God, would lead our charge into Medali, where Larry is on the menu. Hey, is this where the gym challenge is being held? Oh god, it's the Bug Freak! Run! Despite the restaurant being evacuated, Larry was understanding enough to stick around and challenges us to a battle. He continues to be the most based character in all of Pokemon. Unfortunately for him, our shiny new Forretress was about to go on an absolute tear. For whatever reason, Larry just keeps on spamming Sucker Punch, which does absolutely nothing, as I freely set up with 5 curses. Then I set up Spikes, as well as Stealth Rock, just to maximize the toxicity. Kamala starts to use Slam, but it barely does any damage, and the leftover just heals us back up. This takes its time, but after 3,000 years, we have control of the board. A Heavy Slam destroys Kamala, and our entry hazards rip into the Dunsparce, taking it out on the next turn. We go into the final Pokemon on full health, but while taking a bit of a nap. Nonetheless, while Staraptor is an intimidating beast, pathetic. There's another queen on the team now, and that's Chestnut. One last Heavy Slam cleans up the fight, and our one single bug just swept the 5th gym. Too easy. I'm just glad we didn't have to face any fire types. Hey, bug loser, time to fight. Our rival smells blood in the water and takes us on after such a dominant win. We can comfortably deal with her first 3 Pokemon, but her newly evolved Skeledirge is a nightmare. So we have to initiate our last resort, Plan B.
Tactical nuke incoming!
Bro, did you seriously just blow up your Pokemon instead of letting me take it down? Maybe? We lost in front of 2 champions, but one day, just one day, Bug Freak will get his revenge. Now we were truly heading towards the endgame with a stack of insanely difficult fights ahead of us. It was going to be tough, but our bugs have gotten us this far. With a powerful team of bugs starting to take shape, we would make all of Paldea bow down and respect us. So, we continue our adventure, eventually making it to Montenevera. The next gym is here, and this time, the test requires us to warm up the crowd, and I think we have a good chance of succeeding. Hello? Good lord, you are such a freak! I'm gonna crush you in front of everyone. Okay, so we still weren't winning the hearts of everyone, but I had a quartet of bugs to tactically take on Rhyme. She leads with Mimikyu and Banette, while we go with Forretress and Frostmoth. To boost our defenses, I immediately protect with Frostmoth, while Forretress sets up a Reflect. This halves any physical damage we take, but we can go even further. On the next turn, Rhyme's ghostly duo team up on our Chestnut, which gives Frostmoth clearance to set up Snowscape, as Heavy Slam breaks Mimikyu's disguise. Our Punching Bag, Forretress, takes 2 more hits on the next turn like a champ, as Frostmoth can then set up an Aurora Veil, giving us even more defense. This is followed by another another heavy slam from our chunky Chestnut, which one-shots Mimikyu. Houndstone comes in, and the crowd starts to boo us again, but our Pokemon are motivated out of spite. That's the power of bugs, baby. Banette finally targets our Snowmoth, but it can't do much at all thanks to our defenses. A Blizzard then wipes out the puppet, while also injuring the Ghost Puppy. It disappears with a Phantom Force, leaving Rhyme to bring out her ace, Toxtricity. And on this turn, Rhyme decides to just straight up cheat. Toxtricity hits a discharge that kills our Forretress with a critical hit, which sucks. We miss out on the KO with another Blizzard, but if our bad luck wasn't already enough, Houndstone also gets a critical hit on our Moth, and the crowd even cheers it on too. I hate all of you. Thankfully, our Lokix is ready to poop on Rhyme's party as a Sucker Punch finishes Toxtricity before it can strike again. And while Houndstone can finish off our Frostmoth, a Bullet Punch and Throat Chop combo pummels the puppy, giving us a well-deserved 6th gym badge. That was really hard, and we had some insanely bad luck, but our big-brained bugs prevailed once again. And little did I know, the Bug Freak was about to go God mode. Because as we approach Great Tusk, I realized we have a killer on our team. A Pokemon so menacing, so horrifying, so demonic, that it's literally number 666 in the national dex. Vivillon. Our baby butterfly is this Paradox beast's worst nightmare, as it doesn't have any real resistance to our smooches. 3 draining kisses suck the life force out of Great Tusk, and even when Arvin comes along, he's literally useless, so we finish the fight ourselves. Wow, I soloed 4 Titans in a row? I'm unbelievable. Arvin, for the last time, I helped you. My Vivillon carried that fight. Yep, I truly am the best, and I didn't need to rely on some puny butterfly to get the win. Oh, it's personal now, mama's boy. Arvin had gone too far this time. The Bug Freak was mad, and we were ready to lash out all that anger on the last 2 gym leaders with the perfect Pokemon in mind. That's not before Nemona challenges us to a battle though. Nemona, I really can't be bothered for this right now. Forretress, sort this out, please. We weren't going to be antagonized before our gym fight, as Tulip does not know what's ahead of her. We have a deadly combo of Scizor, Lokix, Frostmoth, and Kricketune. He's just here for the dance. Most of my gym challenges are really cute, but you're just a disgusting little bug freak. How disappointing. Oh, you're gonna pay for that. Scizor, show her just how good bugs can be.
Quadra kill.
Our Steely Bug was a hard counter to Tulip's psychic types, earning us a very easy 7th badge. Hey, Rika and Poppy, I was impressive in that battle, right? As if, Bug Freak. I can't wait to you up. Okay, Poppy. Thanks? The Bug Freak still couldn't get any love. This is so sad. Can we get 1 new subscriber and hit 9 billion likes on this video in support of Bug Freak? Anyway, maybe if we can beat Crusher and earn all 8 badges, just maybe we'll finally amaze everyone, right? Today's not the day to face me, you know. You're better off giving up. Best of 3? Just give me the badge, Ice Boy. We crushed his team and completed our gym journey. So surely we can get a smidgen of respect from our peers. Wow, well done. You beat Crusher. A real challenge, that one. What? But I had to beat him to try and become champion. You? Champion? Ha! There's no chance a Bug Freak could ever be one of us. Wow, we beat all 8 gyms and we still can't get any credit. Maybe if we take out the last Titan and wipe out Team Star, surely then everyone will be my friend, right? Ortega is a pompous, rich brat who has a team consisting of a water bunny, a balloon, a pastry dog, and a car. We have a 6-foot king metal warrior with pincers for hands. I like our chances. While bugs generally struggle against fairies, steel types can counter this massively. Azumarill hits us with a big Aqua Tail, but a Swords Dance lets us take it out with 2 Iron Heads. Dashbun outspeeds and hits a crunch for some chip damage, but we remedy this by using agility for a speed boost. This is crucial as it lets us annihilate the delicious looking puppy on the next turn, as well as the Wiggly that follows with no issue. This leaves only the Starmobile. While an Iron Head does enormous damage, it isn't enough for the KO. However, Magical Talk bounces right off of our bug, allowing Crimson the Scizor to solo its 3rd straight fight in a row. You better like the video to show some respect for our knight in red shining armor. Our ace needs a break from carrying us, so now it was time to recruit the last bug in Paldea, and this one is an absolute beast, Heracross. I love this bug. With its great secondary fighting typing and beastly power, it's another fantastic buggy addition to the team. And it's this new bug who would lead our charge against the final titans, the C combo of Dondozo and Tatsugiri. By cruelly poisoning our own Heracross before the fight, we help it reach its full potential by activating its Guts ability. This, along with a string of bullet seeds, completely destroys the first phase of Dondozo without any issue. For the second phase, Arvin tags along to the battle, and I decide to make it absolutely clear who's in charge, as we immediately take it out before the fight. The combo of Heracross and Rabska can then finish off the Jumbo Fish cleanly, and when the baby Sushi steps up to fight, we double down on our friend aside by eliminating the fat squirrel, then wearing down Tatsugiri without much problem. Our Herculean bug had done it all by himself. Mabastiff, you're okay. I'm so happy. Oh, you know what, Arvin? Through thick and thin, I'm just glad that I could help heal your dog. Wait, what do you want about? I did everything. What? I literally took on that last Titan by myself. No, I don't think you could have. You're just some weird bug freak after all. Okay, I'm sick of this now. Our last resort to earn some respect is Team Star, and their last pillar of power is Eri. Bug and fighting naturally resist one another, so neither of us have an advantage. But we do have some options up our sleeve. She leads with a Toxicroak, as we lead with our singing cheerleader, Kricketune. Trust me, it has a pivotal role here, because Kricketune sets up a sticky web which will lower the speed of Eri's entire team. After this, our buggy Maestro belts out one last hit with a Perish song. The beautiful ballad is cut short by switching out, but now Eri's Toxicroak is on a timer. Venomoth hits the field to set up 2 Quiver Dancers, as Toxicroak's tiny brain repeatedly tries to Sucker Punch, which fails miserably before it finally perishes. The Angry Monkey then hits the field, and it's not messing around. A boosted Psychic just misses out on the kill before Fire Punch eviscerates us. On top of that, even with Sticky Web, Rabska still gets outspared and annihilated by a Rage Fist. This was looking dicey. Thankfully, our trusty Heracross rises to the occasion, finishing off the 8. Lucario is next, and we need to set up a Swords Dance for the crucial attack boost. We then trade blows, but thankfully slay the Steel Anubis with a second Aerial Ace. However, Passimian somehow also survives a hit, and a close combat brings our death count to 3. But Kricketune can finish the job with a slash, leaving Eri with her final, bulky, and scary car, who spins out all over our Maestro for our 4th death. It was looking grim, but thank God, we still have our queen. She's ready to overthrow the evil empire of Team Star, tanking spinouts like they're nothing. And with an onslaught of air slashes, we tear up the fighting automobile. It was a bloodbath, but we just got the win in the end. We'd succeeded in everything. That's got to be worth at least a little respect, surely. Well, Team Star is finally defeated. Thanks for all your help, Clive. No worries, Cassiopeia. It was a well-earned victory. Hang on, I did everything. What did that geriatric even do? Oh, nothing. But I'd much rather he be credited than some disgusting bug freak, champion? As if. Wow, that bug freak really does suck, doesn't he? God, what kind of freak likes bugs? Bug freaks are truly the worst in the world. Bug freaks should just disappear. Bug freaks are the worst. Bug freaks can't even take on a crocodile. Bug freaks can't. Bug freak. Despite doing everything just to be acknowledged, we had reached our breaking point. And with our Larvesta evolving into the sun god, Volcarona, our character had a new mission, revenge. Hey, I expelled you from this academy. Leave our premises immediately. Scissor, pinch this pensioner. Hey, where's Clive? I didn't invite you, bug freak. Penny, say a prayer for your evolutions. They're going to need it after I'm done. After putting all the effort into toppling Team Star, just to be dismissed as a bug freak, Penny must pay the price. We start by turning the battlefield into a minefield as Fortress sets up Stealth Rocks, as well as Toxic Spikes on Umbreon. Then, after a switch into our low kicks, 4 lunges secure the first KO. Next is Flareon, who is an enormous threat to our bugs. We have no choice but to sacrifice our beloved Chestnut, who is immediately melted down. I tried to hit Flareon with a lunge, but this doesn't do enough, and sadly, our low kicks also falls. We were on the back foot, having lost 2 Pokemon. However, now it's time for our sun god to hit the field, and she is about to make Penny pay. She cowers with a baby doll eyes as we set up a Quiver Dance before Flareon finally falls to the poison damage. Vaporeon is next, and this would usually be alarm bells for a fire type like Volcarona. Except I have a plan, because Struggle Bug also nerfs Vaporeon's special attack, meaning its Hydro Pumps aren't anywhere near threatening enough. This gives us room to set up a few more Quiver Dances before absolutely slaughtering the trio of Vaporeon, Jolteon, and Leafeon no problem. Even her ace Sylveon is outmatched. Its pathetic quick attack barely tickles Volcarona before two flamethrowers scorch the last of Penny's team, burning it to the ground. We absolutely crushed her, and I know exactly who is next on my hit list. It's the Butterfly Freak. Are you here to congratulate me for all the hard work I did? Oh, Vivillon and I are going to enjoy this one. Just like the last few Titans, we were able to make quick work of Arvin. With Heracross, we set up a Swords Dance on turn 1 before tanking a Psychic Fangs from Arvin's overweight Squirrel. After that, it's all smooth sailing as Heracross is clear to clobber his first 5 Pokémon one after another. Such sweet, delicious justice. Last remaining is his treasured Mastiff, who does outspeed us and finally finishes off our Herculean Beetle. However, I had someone else in mind for the final KO. After a tactical boom from our Fortress, this paves the way for Lucifer to come on in and get revenge by crushing Arvin's beloved pet with a Bug Buzz. Serves you right, mummy's boy. Those 2 victories were very vindicating for the Bug Freak, but now it was time to do what no one believed we could, becoming champion with only Bug-type Pokémon. This would require us to beat 4 of the toughest trainers in the region, along with the top champion. But I believed in our bugs, and with buggy revenge burning in our hearts, we were ready to crush anyone who stood in our way. Let's do this. First up is Rika, and we weren't going to pull any punches. Against her goofy Whiscash, Fortress can set up 2 sets of spikes before doing what it does best, kamikazing for some chip damage. This window lets us bring in our Ice God, who can smoothly hit a Quiver Dance before absolutely wrecking Rika's Whiscash, Camerupt, and Donphan no problem. Dugtrio is less sticky than its Paldean counterpart, but it is speedy, crushing our momentum with a Rock Slide. However, Lokix is here for some redemption. A lunge gets the retaliation kill on those moles, and though her chunky Clodsire is a menace, Lokix is just too powerful for Rika to prevail. A series of lunges take out her ace, giving us a commanding start to the Elite Four. Next is Poppy, and this one is for threatening us, you heathen. Since Fortress is so physically tanky, I can set up Stealth Rocks and 3 layers of spikes comfortably before doing an Oppenheimer. Though our Sun God gets ripped apart by Stealth Rocks on entry, this angered the deity, and all it needed was a series of super effective flamethrowers to wipe through each and every one of the toddler's team. Good luck putting them back together, loser. Sadly for us, it turns out that our only friend, Larry, is against us. And on top of that, he has a devilish team of birds ready to pluck away at our bugs. This was looking ominous, but I had an evil plan in mind. While his Tropius lead sets up the sun, we can throw down some Stealth Rocks. Then, an Air Slash does hurt our tanky bug, but a newly learnt Ice Spinner does huge damage in return. For some strange reason, Larry decides to throw by going for a Solar Beam, giving us the early lead. His Altaria comes in and melts down Chestnut with Flamethrower, but I'm totally okay with this, because it's time to bring back our mascot, everybody. Surskit's only purpose is to set up the rain, which it does, before helplessly falling to 2 Dragon Pulses. I was hoping that the rain would give Venomoth some safety to set up, however, unfortunately, we're hit by a critical hit Dragon Pulse. Are you kidding me? I had no choice but to roll the dice, and thankfully, after 2 more Quiver Dances, Venomoth is just hanging on. This window lets us land some powerful Psychics that slaughter the Dragon Duck, Larry Staraptor, and his cheerleader bird no problem. Last is Flamigo, and while we could take it out easily, the Bug Freak was fueled by revenge and spite. As such, I devised a devilish plan to BM Larry. Destiny Bond. After surviving a Brave Bird thanks to our Focus Sash, Larry can only watch on in horror as he is forced to take out our Queen, taking down his own final Pokemon in the process. You're a real one, Larry, but this is personal. Hey Hassel, remember when you called me a bug freak back in Artisan Town? Well, now it's payback time. Against his Noivern lead, it's a serious case of deja vu, as once again, Fortress sets up entry hazards for a few turns, before turning into a Beyblade and knocking Noivern out of the arena with 2 Ice Spinners. While our spinning Beyblade does go down against Dragalge, our telekinetic bug can quickly get the revenge KO with a Psychic. Haxorus then hits the field, and this thing is dangerous. So we switch into our Crimson Knight. Sizzle can comfortably survive Haxorus's crunches before slaying the dragon with 2 Iron Heads. Flapple is next, but come on, what else do you expect from this literal fruit? Last is the legendary Ice Dragon, Baxcalibur. But there's only room for one Ice-type legend here, old man. Our Frostmoth joined the battle, and with a Choice Scarf, we outspeed and freeze Hassle's ace with an Ice Beam, giving us a dominant win over the Dragon Tamer. We beat him so bad that he started crying afterwards. Ah, that feels so good. With all Elite Four members crushed, there was only one more person standing between the Bug Freak and the champion crown. Oh, security! Looks like a filthy trainer snuck through, because there's definitely no way a Bug Freak could possibly have made it here. Shut up, Geeta. You're the worst champion in all of Pokemon, and I'm gonna crush you. The Bug Freak was bold, but we definitely needed to be on our A-game if we wanted to get some sweet, sweet revenge on Geeta. She leads with her Fashion Chicken, while we lead with our ever-reliable Metal Nut. Illumina Crash does hurt our Bug, as we start off with Spikes. The following turn, Geeta goes for Reflect, giving us a window to also set up Stealth Rocks. However, another Illumina Crash has us in dangerous territory, so after one more Spikes, we go into our Low Kicks. This baits a Sparthra into using Dazzling Gleam, so we switch again, this time into Scizor, who takes the damage comfortably. We're then able to set up a Swords Dance just as Reflect runs out. This means that after taking one more Lumina Crash, Scizor can wipe out a Sparthra with an X-Scissor, as well as the Avalugg that follows with an Iron Head. King Gambit hits the field next, and this guy can be deadly, so I play it safe and switch into Heracross. Akoto Cleave does a little, while Close Combat does a lot, wiping the Samurai off the map. Our Hercules then continues the clobbering by gunning down Go-Go as well as Veluza with a series of pin missiles. Geeta's last hope is her poisonous flower, Glamora, but her ace pales in comparison to our beastly team, as Heracross outspeeds and crushes her last hope with a close combat. Not only had our bugs become champions, but we just beat Geeta without losing a single Pokemon. She was so embarrassed afterwards that she just straight up retired. While we'd reached our goal, there was one other person that we needed to get our revenge against. Ha! I can't believe you're at the Pokemon League, Bug Freak. What a waste of time. No, Nemona, he just crushed me. He's a champion. Wait, what? That can't be true. Fine, meet me at Misagoza, Bug Freak. I'll embarrass you in front of everyone and make it clear just how much of a pathetic freak you truly are. Oh, we'll see, Nemona. We'll see. Everything up to now was merely a warm-up. This was the main event. Nemona has tortured us all run, and she has a devastating team of bug counters. But we weren't going to back down. It was time for our bugs to put Nemona in her place. As is tradition, we lead with Fortress and try to set up all our entry hazards. Although our bad luck still lingers, as Lycanroc does get a critical hit at one point and manages to land every single Stone Edge, allowing it to draw First Blood. I was worried, but we still have our ever-reliable Scizor, who tanks an Accelerock, before hitting a powerful Iron Head to even the score on Nemona. Next in is Pawmot, who gets sliced up by the entry hazards. Unfortunately though, it can tank an Iron Head, which means that a close combat followed by a double shock can slay our Crimson Knight. Although, thanks to the poison damage from Toxic Spikes, Pawmot also falls on the same turn. Now it's a matchup between Goodra and Rabsca, although our aim here isn't to fight. Instead, I intend to bring back Scizor. A Revival Blessing brings it back to the land of the living, however, we lose our Psychic Bug in the process. Goodra hangs on, but Volcarona can clean that gooey mess up with a Bug Buzz. However, the hard times keep on coming, as the Dunsparce tanks a Flamethrower before crushing our Sun God. This fight was starting to get really scary. Our Christ Incarnate, Scizor, returns from the dead and knocks out the Slug Pest, bringing out Nemona's penultimate fighter, Orthworm. Iron Head can do some chip damage, but Orthworm's body presses are just too strong, causing us to lose our Red Knight again. Frostmoth finishes the worm with a Bug Buzz, but it wasn't looking good, as Nemona still has her Ace Crocodile, the bane of our existence, Skeledirge. As expected, a Torch Song eviscerates our Icy God and gives Nemona a special attack boost in the process. What could we even do here? Well, I had a secret plan all along, and it all depends on low kicks. While Torch Song would crush us, a Throat Chop completely shuts that down. Not only does this do huge damage, but Throat Chop also prevents Skeledirge from using its sound-based signature move. This was the key to kicking that reptile into submission, and with that, we had finally toppled Nemona. She's so stunned by the loss that she turns into a maniac. I can't believe we all got beaten by that guy. Yeah, his team is scary, and he's scorched all my baby evolutions. Guys, relax. We can go tell on him to my mum in Area 0. Then we won't have to worry about the Bug Freak. Stop calling me Bug Freak! We pursue the villainous, bullying trio all the way down the Paldea crater, making Arvin cry all the way down. Eventually, we reach the laboratory where we confront Sada. Ah, I know your trainer ID. Let's see. Are you the bug freak of Naranja Academy? You know what, robot lady? If you're Arvin's beloved mother, then that gives me even more reason to end your existence. My bugs will ruin you. This would not be easy though. Professor Sada has one of the strongest teams in all of Pokemon. Our bugs would need to pull out all the stops. It was time to show all of Paldea who the bug boss is. Sada leads with a based bug Slitherwing, as we lead with our more based bug Cricketune. We set up a sticky web before taking a big lunge. I was hoping to belt out one last song with the maestro, but unfortunately, this was prevented as we fall to Slitherwing on the next turn. But this clears the way for our Fortress to emerge. Our metallic bug has one job here, to make the battlefield a nightmare for Sada's team, which we did by setting up a whole stack of entry hazards. On top of that, thanks to our Rocky helmet, Slitherwing is slowly whittling its own health down by hitting us. This gives us the perfect range for one last explosion of the run, graciously cleaning the entire board with our bug bomb. We follow with our other steel bug, Scizor, as Sada goes for her Jigglypuff clone. However, after the damage from entry hazards, we only need one bullet punch to pop that puffball into the afterlife. Fluttermane is a demon to deal with usually, but our Deli Whooper's sticky web means that we can outspeed the spooky ghost and one-shot it with an Iron Head. As Brute Bonnet hits the field, I switch into our Sun God. We nearly fall to a Payback and Sucker Punch, but Volcarona just hangs on. This clears us to fire off a devastating Bug Buzz, cleaning up her Sush Room. Against Sandy Shocks, a Giga Drain just isn't enough for the KO, and a Power Gem wipes out our Fire Beast. However, it wasn't in vain, as Sandy Shocks finally succumbs to the poison damage. This was it. We go into our Ice God, who blessed the run the second it joined the team. Sada sends in her ace, Roaring Moon, and as we go for Bug Buzz, we're outsped? No. We survive! The power of our bug love leaves our moth on 1 HP. This lets our Frostmoth land a powerful Bug Buzz, wiping out the prehistoric dragon in one shot. With that, we had defeated Sada and proven that bugs truly are powerful. And now, bugs were cool and everyone wanted to be my friend. No, you're still just a disgusting bug freak. Jump into this video next for more Pokemon content, and please like the video to help cheer up the bug freak. He really needs it. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.